Welcome to District Talks. My name is Mido from Mido Sport. I'm not alone. I'm with Coach Art. Good morning, Coach Art.
Morning, Mido. My name is Coach Ati, as Mido has already said. Morning, welcome you all. Yes.
Coach, first thing I want to thank you for availing yourself in this podcast for today. Coach, we see Betway started last weekend. Already see a lot of action, disappointing results from big clubs. But what's your take about the Betway Premiership?
It's a very interesting start for our Premier Soccer League up in Mzansi. It's very interesting. We saw a lot of teams performing very well, like the likes of Chipa, Sekukune, so many teams, the so-called small teams, they were performing very well in the first game. So it's very interesting.
We see Mamelodi Sundowns play a 1-1 draw against Chipa United. What are your take about that game?
The game between Sundowns and Chipa, I was expecting a very interesting game, honestly. And Chipa went there and they delivered. Sundowns went there, they delivered. But I was expecting a very energetic Chipa United, and that's what they did there. But also, let's give credit to Coach Badela, because he was once part of Mamelodi Sundowns coaching structure. So he had a lot of he knows the ins and outs of Sundowns, I would say, because he was coaching their juniors. He also went to coach with Coach Ulani, who was also part of Sundowns as well. So he knew, or he knows the structure of Sundowns, their style of play, and he knew what to expect from them. Like even in his interview, he was saying that he knows that Sundowns would go there and deliver. But his game plan was very perfect. Like I was so impressed. We might say that Sundowns didn't perform. Sundowns was doing everything right, but Chipa was playing according to the game plan, because I could see, but they wanted to absorb the pressure, wait for Sundowns, let Sundowns to have the ball, let them come to them, and they were setting so many. They had a plan. Their plan was to close inside and force them to go wide, so that they can press them when they're going wide. That's what they did. I mean, and their plan worked, because they wanted them to come, commit more numbers, so they can exploit the spaces behind their defense. So Chiba wanted to use pace there, and if you could see it, the first half, they had so many chances. They were supposed to be 1-0 up at least, because they missed a lot of chances through their counter attacks. So you could see the plan was there, and that's why they got a draw. They actually played according to the game plan. Because Sundowns was throwing everything to them, but they remained solid at the back. They were defending very well. You could see the goalkeeper, everyone was fighting to get the throw. And the goal that they got after going 1-0 down against Sundowns, it was a well-deserved goal. So the game was very interesting.
If you can look back at the history of Chipa United, when they play with Sundowns, they always give it all. If you can check the history, Sundowns is not easy to beat Chipa United.
Yeah, honestly, and even though they always give them a tough game, like Chipa always give Sundowns a tough game, but in the past weekend's game, I think there was a difference. I think maybe it's because of Coach Patela was coaching at Sundowns. So and you see now something that I've noticed from some coaches, like the game that Sundowns played against Pirates. I can't recall if it was an MTN 8 or the league, but Pirates won that game. The way they approached, they didn't want to match Sundowns pound to pound. They wanted to wait for them to come. They closed the inside. They made sure that they forced them to go wide. Then they were pressing them when they started to go wide. So even against Pyramids was closing them inside, but they forced them to go wide. So teams now, they started to notice how Sundowns is playing. And when you play against them, you need to know that you are going to suffer out of the ball or out of position. So if you're willing to suffer out of position, then wait for the right moment for them to give the ball, then you attack. So that's what Coach Patela did. So I think the coach as well played a huge role in Saturday's game.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, coach, the goal from a young, talented midfielder, Mfecane. Yes, Mfecane is just signed with the Chippa United from Cape Town Spurs, and it was his first game. He scored. He won a man of the match. What's your take about the young boy?
You see, okay, I think maybe it's because from Fulani is from Fulani. I was very happy with him. Even with the move from Spurs to Cheaper, it was a well-deserved move. And seeing him playing his first game and scoring his first goal for Cheaper, it was a well-deserved goal. But the performance as well from him, he was playing very well. He's actually a very good boy. I like the kind of a player he is, his personnel, the discipline he has, because he's very humble player. So it's actually his time to shine. I believe so, because the boy is been consistent from Spurs. He's grown. He's big now. So I think it was a well-deserved goal and a well-deserved draw for them. But a good performance from him and from Chipa, like as a whole. So yeah.
Okay, coach, I've watched many games, and I noticed that from all these games already played, I see the young boys who raise their hands, because I notice most games it's those young boys who won the man of the match. These young boys, they raise hands to say that we are ready now to compete.
Yeah, I think it's actually a good thing. It's always I believe it's always difficult for a new player to gel in the team. It's not easy to adapt in a new environment, especially going from the so-called small teams to big teams. Like coming from some teams, then you go to Chiefs. So it's always a very tough or a difficult moment for a player to just go in his first game or on his second game to just perform well. So I think it's great. It shows that these boys, they have hunger, and I so wish they can stay consistent and keep on working hard, because you can see that they're hungry. So yeah, the hunger is it's actually gonna pay off if they keep on working hard and they are consistent, and hopefully they don't get big-headed, because sometimes the praises from the country or from the outside can also disturb you. So as young as they are, I wish they can stay focused, keep on working hard, stay disciplined. So I'm happy for them.
Okay, thank you, coach. Another game, we saw Orlando Pirates lost against Sekukune United by one nil. Yes, it was 1-0. What do you think about that game?
I can't dwell much on the game, but because I didn't watch the whole game.
Oh.
But what I can see, that you can see that the so-called small teams, once again, they are showing us that they are there to compete. They're not just there to add numbers. And I believe that if you have the right mentality before you play the game, you are gonna get positive results. I like, trust me, you are gonna get the results. So I think these teams, they went there to compete, because obviously if you're playing against a big team, you want to go there and win. You want to go there because you don't want to lose against those teams. So if that team is not ready to win the game, you're gonna win. I think that's what happened against between what's the team, Sekukune and Pirates. So I think the hunger was enough for Sekukune to win the game. I don't want to say Pirates didn't play well, because they were throwing everything to Sekukune, but they remained solid. They defended very well throughout the whole second half. So I think as a whole, they have to win. It shows that we are back, and those games, they are very interesting games. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see on the internet a lot of people, they blame the coach. They say the coach must go. And what you think about the coach?
You see, it's I do understand the fans' frustrations, because if you are supporting a certain team, you want your team to win, obviously. But now, once again, I don't think it's actually the right time to criticize the coach. It's only 2 games. like that the league that they've played in the league. But those two games are the most important games. But also we need to think about a lot of things, because if they say the coach must go, and if the team actually releases the coach, now it means they must bring in a new coach, won't have a preseason. The coach will also need his own time. He might lose also his first game or the first 2 or 3 games. We don't know. But if they let this coach stays, then the coach might build the momentum and start to pick up results, positive results. So it's actually not an easy time for the coach and for the fans. But I think we should give him some time. Give him some time. Yes, the pressure is there. It's a big team, but also you need to understand that the coach has to gel in the team, because he was playing preseason, he didn't win all these games, but also his results were not that bad. So you could see there is something in him. But I think they should give him time, because firing a coach in these early stages, it's not the right thing. I don't think so, because the coach can come from wherever he comes. If he loses, so are you telling him that you're going to fire the coach again? So they should give him time, at least first 5 games, see how he plays. If maybe there's no improvement, because you never know, he might change, he must start to pick up results. Then now the fans are going to be quiet if he starts to win the game. So give him some time.
Okay. Yeah, fans are moaning to him, and they say why he changed the squad.
You see that I want to actually criticize him on that, because maybe we don't have the same belief, as coaches, because I must speak from the point of a coach now. Like, my belief is that if you're a coach, if you're a president, during the preseason you check the players that you think that these players are going to give the results. So all those games, all those combinations you're trying to test and trying to see in your team, you definitely, before you start to play the league or competitions, you need to know who you think might give you the results. So if you play the first game, even if you don't win the first game, you cannot change the team going to the second game, because if you need consistent results, you need a consistent squad. You can't change, let's say, more than 3 players, or you can't change players every time you play unless there's an injury. Give the players a chance. Even if the player make a mistake today, then going forward he might rectify his mistake. So you cannot take a player out because there's a mistake, or maybe you cannot take a player out because you're thinking of another game that's gonna play in like whenever. Think about the game you're playing now, because a league is actually a long run. So you need to think about the game. Take one game at a time. Do not think about games that are not there yet, because you might lose this game. I think that's what happened to Pirates, because I believe that he was thinking about the game, like he was resting players. So, yeah.
No, okay, Cage. Another game. It's between Kaizer Chiefs, won 2-0 against Stellenbosch United. It was in Cape Town. What are your take about that game?
That game. Okay, I watched the game when there was already a red card
Okay.
for a Stellenbosch player. But from what I saw, I saw a very different Kaizer Chiefs there. Yes, they played against a team, like almost the whole game, they played against a team that had a red card. So the team was a man down. But the approach from Chiefs, the way Chiefs approached the game, I still believe that Chiefs was going to win the game, even if
There was no red card.
Yeah, there was no red card. Maybe I might be wrong, but the way Chiefs was playing, because the Chiefs we saw on the day, it's actually different team from my side. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I will try to be honest, and we need to give credit where it's due. So I think the approach, the way Chiefs was playing the ball from the back, because we could see in the preseason games, Chiefs was starting the ball from the back. So you can see now that there's a different approach. Even the way they are playing the tactics they are using, they are different now, and the overloads that they are doing, a lot of things. There's so many positive things that Chiefs is doing, and I like that the fact that Chiefs are exposed Stellenbosch in so many ways, because when they had the ball, they would play, invite Stellenbosch to come, when Stellenbosch was trying to press or trying to push up their players, you will see the gaps that they're opening, even though they try to defend with a lot of players, Stellenbosch, I think. But Chiefs, the approach was right. Even sometimes when teams, they see that they are playing against a team that is a man down, they try to make bad decisions. They want to force the ball going forward. But Chiefs was playing football. So I was happy with the approach, the way that they controlled the game. Because Stellenbosch only got the ball that Chiefs maybe would lose, then they would get those kind of balls and they try to attack them. Even sometimes you would find Stellenbosch taking the ball from the back, then Chiefs defenders would take that ball and put it on the ground and start to play combined passes. So I think Chiefs, they are actually a different team, but need to give them a chance and see how they're going to perform in their second game, because maybe they're going to play against a team that's going to be 11 that is
Yes. If you notice last season, they started like this and they gave that hope. But I don't know what happened after maybe 5 games. They started to drop points from that. What I noticed about this game against Stellenbosch, as you say, they change and they try to play ball and they knock the ball around. But what I noticed from the first half after the red card, Chiefs were forcing balls forward. I see maybe they want to score goals, but they didn't play the ball the way I think they're supposed to play. But after they introduced Mtetwa, that's when the Mtetwa came and stabilized the game. They start playing.
Yeah, I think sometimes, let's say, okay, when you see I don't know when they actually Stellenbosch got the red card.
I think after 15 minutes, yeah.
But you see, sometimes when something happens during the game, as a coach, you cannot coach some things until halftime. Then you can tell the players that, gents, now let's approach the game this way. So maybe that was a technical change from the coach that, okay, now gents, we have down. They have a man down. Now, and I can see we are forcing things. But sometimes players, they think, okay, now they are men down. They want to rush things. We lose patience because we think everything's going to happen with the speed that you want as players. But now, maybe I think now the coach, they during the halftime, he gave them some technical changes that you can now just let's do this. Maybe he noticed that, okay, these guys, they're not controlling the game. Maybe if you bring in Tetra, he's going to control the game, stabilize it, and give us the control that we need in the middle. Because I saw actually a second half that even the second goal, they actually deserved to get a goal. They were knocking, they were showing that they want to get the goal, so they deserved it. So I think you are right by saying Tetra when came in and changed the game. But I think there's a technical change that the coach had in mind.
Okay, I want to give a credit to Stellenbosch in their first half because they come in all angles. While they have a red card, I think it's 2 or 3 shot on target that hit the post. Yes, they should get 1 or 2 goals, and if they score that time, the game will change. But unfortunately, there was no luck for them.
Yeah, I think as much as Chiefs got the 3 points and all those results, I think we should also need to give credit to Stellenbosch. I think I saw a comment somewhere, I think in Facebook, someone asking if did the guy who got that card went out because it does not. So I think Stellenbosch they were fighting very well. They were fighting very well. They were throwing everything at Chiefs to be quite honest, because and you could see that each player was working for 2 players. They wanted to win the game. They were showing hunger, but unfortunately, Chiefs was very in control of the game. I think Chiefs they actually didn't give them a chance, even though Stellenbosch was knocking. They got so many chances that they should have scored. And you see sometimes being clinical in front of the goals is very important. The composure you need, because if you are a man down, you know that you're going to get 1 or 2 chances in the game. So you can't afford to lose or to waste chances. So I think Stellenbosch, if they converted this 1 chance, those chances that they got, things would have been different. convert a chance to go back the pass. It happens. It's football because you are a man down actually. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, coach. Let's go back to that Pirates game. As Pirates moaning that the coach must go, if you can see in these teams, we call it big teams, there's no room for building. You have to build by winning. If you build by losing, then you are not a coach, you must go.
Yeah, like you just said, that coaching the so-called big teams, it is not an easy job for any coach. It doesn't matter where you come from. Coaching those teams it's not an easy job because the pressure is too much there. One throw or a lose, fans are gonna be complaining. The pressure you're gonna feel the pressure in your shoulders. So, but we need to be honest. We need to be realistic. We can't be running a football team like we are running a shipping because you can't be firing every coach just because of they lose games. Sometimes you need to give coaches time, obviously, but look at how they're approaching the game. Because sometimes as a coach, you're gonna make a mistake today, or make a mistake for your first two games, your first three games. Then you, or maybe it's not a mistake, but you were an approach, and your approach is not working. Now you have to change your approach, and then comes a different approach, and then that approach works for you. So being given enough time, it also helps you to bring in positive results. Yes, he had preseason with the team, but now he's playing a competitive league. He's playing competitive games. So it's a different approach. The pressure from the players, the energy, everything is different now. So, and also the teams, when they play against Pirates specifically, they want to win. So I think for him also, he's learned something from the first two games that he's played. I don't think it's actually the right decision to fire the coach. He must be given time. I believe he needs to be given time. Then see, at least give him 5 games. I mean, he can't be losing all those 5 games. Because I believe that the second game, he lost it because of he was thinking about the Sundowns game that they're going to be playing. And I don't think it's the right thing to do. You can't be thinking about the game that you can't be thinking about other game, but you have to play another game. Think about the game you're going to be playing now. Then after this game, you think about the other game. Because you need to take it each game as it comes. So if you think about the game that you're going to be playing next month, then you will lose this game. That's what happened with the Pirates against Marumo Gallants. Because Marumo Gallants as well, they were playing home, so and the fan base was there, everything was favoring them. So he could have thought about such things that it won't be easy to go there and get 3 points because those fans, they are hungry for football. Those fans are going to be there to support Marumo Gallants because they were there in numbers, the stadium was packed. So obviously the energy was going to be different from Marumo Gallants players. So he should have had a different approach. Make sure you go to steal the game. You don't have to think about Sundowns game because Sundowns was not thinking about Pirates. I could see that because when they played there, they were going all out. They went all out. They played their players. So that's why they got positive results and Pirates lost the game.
But what I see from those seasons, they finish on the second spot. Pirates always their start is shaky.
Yeah, you see, when you are playing the league, it's actually something that I just learned about not so long ago. It's something that I knew before, but I've experienced it like not so long ago. I think when you're playing the league, you need to think about the first 5 games. Obviously, you take each game as it comes, but think about the first 5 games. Like in the first 5 games, don't want to drop points because that's when teams lose or gain momentum. If you lose those first 5 games, you won't win the league. I guarantee you that. You won't win the league. But if you win the first 5 games, you are standing a chance to win the league. Maybe you're going to be in the top 5 teams that haven't lost a game, or in the top 3 teams that haven't lost a game. So those 3 teams, now you can see, okay, now these teams, they are the contenders. These ones, they actually going out of the teams that might win the league. So you get to see now who is who. So winning the first 5 games is very important. It sets you right. It gives you the right momentum. It gives you actually a chance to win the league. So some teams, because when you want to work, and then the other teams, they've already started working, like we want to push in the last 10 or last 5 games, and you find the likes of Sundowns is already there. They have 3 games in hand, but they have 12 points gap. So it won't be easy for you to close that gap. But by winning the first 5 games, it always sets you right.
Coach, what is your top four of 2025, 2026?
My top four, I'm giving the league to Sundowns.
Okay.
I'm giving the league to Sundowns. I'm giving Pirates the top four. I'm not sure which spot, but I'm giving Pirates the top four. I'm giving, you see, I'm giving Pirates the top four. I'm giving Chiefs. Yes, I'm giving Chiefs. I'm giving, which team am I giving a chance in the top four? The thing is, some teams, the consistency in those teams, but I believe Stellenbosch would pick up. Stellenbosch, they are actually a team that they are very consistent. Even if they lose players, they always compete. They always go for the kill. So I think they're going to finish in the top four. So 1 is Sundowns, 2nd Pirates, 3rd Chiefs, 4th Stellenbosch. That's my
Okay, why Sundowns?
Sundowns, they know how to win the league. Sundowns, they're not building anything. Sundowns, they are ready. Even if they can lose the coach now, Sundowns will still win the league because they have players who played together for a very long time. They have gelled well, and they have enough depth. They experience in the team how to win the league. So it's a lot of things. Sundowns has got the right quality to win the league. It's just the short competitions that they can't win because those competitions, they need the energy for now. You need to win the game now. Sundowns doesn't mind to take a draw in a game and then they come back and beat other team 4-0. But in a competition like MTN8, you can't always take a draw. It won't be enough because if you take a draw, you go to penalties, then you're going to lose. So I think Sundowns, they know how to do it. They know how to do it because the experience in those players, they've been there for a very long time. And even the ones that are still young, they've witnessed the team winning the league, even if they were not playing, but they were there. They know what it takes to win the league. They've been there. They've seen other teammates doing it. So I think they have the right quality. They have everything.
Okay, Coach. I think today we can call it a day. I want to thank you again for availing yourself for today's podcast. Thank you so much.